Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. And this video is to bring you a closer look at the C.R. Lawrence, or CRL, RB48DN. This is a package of two hinges. When you buy one, you're buying a pair of them that are 4x4, full mortise, heavy-duty, residential grade. Heavy-duty and residential grade do not go together. Ball bearing 5/8 radius, dull nickel, satin nickel, dull nickel, ball bearing hinges. The heavy duty and residential grade threw me off. This is a steel based hinge. It has a satin nickel finish. And it is a certain, indeed a nice satin nickel finish. I wouldn't hesitate to consider that acceptable for common residential applications. It'll be steel-based, dull or satin nickel with a clear lacquer on it. The RB is going to stand for, I'm going to guess, radius corner ball bearing, 4-inch tall with 8 holes and a dull nickel. Just my guess what that part number is going to mean. It's a 4x4. The height is the first dimension, 4-inch tall, then 4-inch wide. Obviously doesn't matter what you call it when it's a square hinge, but it does when it's rectangular, that you might see like in a 4x6. Let's say you needed a wide throw hinge. It'd be really important to know that it was 4x6. The height is the first dimension. Full mortise. You can see from the swag on the hinge leaves there that when they're brought parallel, they're meant to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and frame so that you can achieve that small margin between the door and frame, which would be typical, 1/8 of an inch, something in that range. They say that it's heavy duty. It's not. It certainly is not. The leaf thickness of this is going to prove that it's residential in nature. It's about 97 thousandths thick. The extended description in the catalog calls for 134 thousandths. That's not this hinge. This hinge is 97 thousandths. So this is a great hinge to use in interior doors. However, you'd be thinking about an 1 3/4 inch thick door. A 4-inch wide hinge is not appropriate for 1 3/8 inch thick doors. 97 thousandths of an inch leaf thickness. That makes it residential grade. 5/8 radius, that's on all 4 corners. A 5/8 radius is achieved when the door manufacturer or the mill takes their router, which would have an 1 1/4 inch bit, which is nice and large. They don't require any more than a single pass like this to remove all the wood. And when they don't go back and square the corners with that 1 1/4 inch router bit, they're going to be left with a 5/8 radius. That's why you see these. Why? Volume, efficiency, moving more product, squaring corners in a computerized or computer-controlled manufacturing process is not easy to do effectively and quickly. So radius corners, whether it's 5/8 or 1/4 inch, are really common. Ball bearing on this 5-knuckle hinge. You can see that there are 2 bearing packets. That's going to be great. You're always going to want ball bearing, always. The only time you wouldn't is if really cost and economy was the most important concern that you had. But believe me that in selling hinges for a very long time, if you have a residential application, you might get away with plain bearing hinges everywhere in the house, except those doors that are used all the time. The door to the basement where the kids go downstairs and play, that door is going to get opened all the time, and I promise you, year 1 it won't be such a big deal. Year 3 it probably won't either. But come year 20 and that door is now hanging out of the hinge and that door is now hitting the jamb and you've ripped the screws out, that's the payoff for a ball bearing hinge. So that's why you're going to want this if you're able to. Plus it operates so much quieter and so much smoother as well. They just simply do. Screws are included. These are fly cut style screws. Not that it matters to you. Are they? Yes. But if you are a wood door manufacturer, that fly cut allows you to rip that screw into the jamb, removing some wood as you go in, reducing the potential for splitting the material when you install it. That's really only important if you're not going to pre-drill the holes or if you're doing a new installation. Otherwise, ignore the fact that they're fly cut, meaning there's a V that's cut out in the point of the screw. That's what that's called. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the C.R. Lawrence products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. Again, when you buy one, you're buying one pair of these, and that's listed down below. Any questions on the C.R. Lawrence RB48DN 4x4 dull knuckle, I did it again, dull nickel, ball bearing 5-knuckle full mortise hinges with a 5/8 radius, or any other C.R. Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us.